Hello, welcome to S7 Friends. Sorry, I am just 2 minutes late. Just 2 minutes late. Just hello, Akash. I am just 2 minutes late. In gold, I am seeing an opportunity right now. So will be my fastest trade because I have done the analysis like um, why it's not why I'm not able to move these lines. I've just opened a trade in gold. I'm just arranging my before right now. So you can see I had already marked the low. Okay. Uh, and I had a trend zone. You can see the market try to break this line and it just rejected from this zone and from this trend line. And when I get a nice bullish 15-minute candle close, this is a clear rejection candle. So I placed my entry somewhere around this area. Stop loss is at the low of 15 minutes candle. See, in these type of entry, I like to take fib, fib entry. These type of entries, I like to take fib entry. I will be looking for the break of this channel. Once I get the break, I would like to take the entry. So I get this break, will be looking for an entry in agent. Hello, Kapil. I tried to make the chart more clear, more visible. Yesterday I used so many lines because that was the first day and I did not get the time. I did not prepare all my things before before 5:30. So that's why I did let the those lines rest of the chart. As now, yeah, I have prepared myself. That's why there is a lot of lines on my chart. I'm trading that breakout strategy only. I have just added some channels or some trend lines. It's not something like I've just changed that strategy. I've just added some trend lines so that I get an idea of the trend. Because I was trading the breakout strategy, okay, but the problem was that some trades were fake out, some trade I did not get confidence. Let's suppose the trade goes in my favor also, but I used to just play that trade very early. That's why I decided to just add some trend lines so that I get some confidence in my trade to be in the trade for some extra times. Nice, nice. Yep, I tried SMC. It would be a little risky trade because the 5 minute leg is not that good. If I look at the 5 minute leg, then that's not a good leg. Get that order. But feeling that much of confidence. If I see a 5 minute leg, it is very picky. You look at lots of wicks, and the present candle is still trading in the zone of that, in the range of that week. That's why I don't want to be in that trade right now. I will be just waiting for some more minutes. Gold is like, you know, very. Very manipulative pair code. Lots of manipulation happens in the law. In my normal trading, I used to take trades somewhere to the closing of this candle. But as I have done some fine trading, so I get a nice bearish 5 minute leg. So this is the leg which I wanted to see. Uh, it was end up in a loss. Yesterday's last trade end up in a loss. So this sort of leg I wanted to see before taking the big entry. Well, let's suppose I take a breakout entry So it has already given us a nice move to the down. So if I take any entry somewhere at around this area, so my stop loss will be somewhere at around this area. So it will be trade like it will be a late entry. So here, and you see, I did not get any break retest. If I would have get a break or retest somewhere at around this area, so that would be a nice entry, like here. If I get somewhere a break or retest at this area, then that would be also a nice entry somewhere around here. As I have not get any break or retest, so I may expect some sort of retest, and during that retest process, I would like to be in that trade. So in that way, I may get some better entry, and I can also get some better risk to reward. I'll be discussing that AUD API trade, I let, which I let run. They just leave it aside. Let it come to our entry point, where we can take the entry. So when you take any fib sort of entry, then the leg must be like this. Here in a GBP JPY, the leg was not that much of good. And here we had also some sort of resistance. And at this resistance, it did not give me that much of confidence. It did not break it nicely. But just like try to break it, but again just went into the. This is a 4 hour resistance. You can see a nice 4 hour resistance. Okay, try to break this resistance, but was not able to break and just showing some retracement. US chart is falling back nicely. Gold is also just by something just did not pack us out. Gold is like you know cannot predict gold movements. They are very unpredictable. Look at how beautifully it just. I have not. I had already done this analysis like 2 or 3 hours ago. I then the market came down. I had already marked this resistance line. I had already marked this trend line. Okay, and when I get this nice bullish rejection, first rejection, and then I again get this nice bullish rejection. So these were like very high probability trades which I took at around this area. Okay. But again, like the market, the market does not want to give you profits. It will not. You cannot take profit from it. This sort of leg I wanted to be. Let's just place an alert at around this area so that I don't miss. In my normal entry, I'd like to place my entry somewhere around this area. It will be very less somewhere around this area. This suppose suppose I take an entry in this trade, so my normal entry will be at around this area. Stop loss would be somewhere around this area. Take profit. Let's say till this week. This would be my normal entry. This 30 is very bearish, not giving us any opportunity to be in the trade. Right now, I would be in this trade in my normal condition. Normal entry, I would be in this trade. Okay, let's let all the trade run. What was your yesterday gain? My yesterday gain was somewhere at around Yesterday I made around 200, $111. Took three trades. These were all the trades which I took yesterday. This was the last AJ trade where I lost $103. And in these two trades, I made around $211. So net profit was $106. Here, in this trade, I was already making $131, but I did not close that trade, and it was a good decision. I would not say that it was not a good decision because in my back testing, what I have found that sometime when market is in your favor, so you may get easily made 1:5 or 1:6 six RR also. You know, so that's why I just get that trade open, but it just went up and tagged me out. That's fine. Now AJ like US 30 is has started making its move to the upside, so I would like to place an entry order. Let's suppose it goes to my entry criteria. I would like to be in the trade. Now what where I had to add some additional timelines. Open the 5 minute chart. There is also 5 minute chart and we will be somewhere around this area. This will be somewhere around this area only. Yes, yeah, around this. Maybe could be my entry. This is 3D and just place the pending order. I just placed a pending order in US 30. You can see I have just placed a pending order in US 30. And let's wait. Let me just remove my alert because I am already in front of the screen. I'm seeing that US 30 is up to hit a pending order. We are in this US 30 and free. It is not performing well. Like I wanted that gold should move up from this area only. It's taking more time. Let's move it aside. I have taken two trades, so I will not be taking any extra trades. I will be waiting for the result of at least one trades and at least one trades result, so that I know that there is a chance that both my trades end up in a loss. There is a chance. Okay, so I will not be taking any extra trades. I will be just looking and managing these trades only. See, uh, today, yesterday, I take this is the similar sort of entry which I took yesterday and got a loss. This is a 100% similar sort of entry. Yesterday, I took that trade somewhere, basically, I think 5 minutes, somewhere at around this area. This was my stop loss. I will show you both the just look at it first. And then I will show you both that chart also. See, it just went up and tagged me out. Okay. And let's look at the chart where I took the yesterday trade. Yesterday trade. We had some sort of uh, line like this, okay, somewhere like this. There was some sort of trend this trend line, but I just neglected this line, this trend line. Okay, I just neglected this thing. So I placed the entry somewhere around this area. I should have considered this line also, this trend line. I did not consider this line and it just bounced from here and just took me out. I should have waited for at least break this trend line and closes below it, so that comes if it comes down, then I would get a clear traffic. That would be a high priority trade. But I just jumped into the trade early, okay, and I get the loss. Just went up, tagged us up, and then started falling from there. Because there was a trend line which was at this area. It's just rejected from this area. Gold is like again it's getting that much of confidence in gold. Many breakout trader must have entered in this gold entry. I know many breakout trader must have entered in this gold entry. So the very like cannot take much better entry than this. Those are such entry. Yes, because this is because I have done some funny trading. Okay, so once like you get confidence by practice, get confidence by doing the same thing again and again. So if by time it will just what you want to get, what type of like what you want to need, what you want to know about funded account. That's what you want to know about funded account. Like my forex fund and TMO are doing well. Uh, there is no issue with like use a deal payout method, and you will not be facing any difficulties. No, I have not taken any funding from TMO. So TMO has 2% extra. I had to make about 10% in FTMO. Making 2% extra is not an easy thing. There is two drawback in my forex fund. First, there, you cannot create buffer in my forex fund. If you try to create buffer, then uh, like they will not. If you request for a payout, they will give you the entire payout. Yeah. So that is the problem. You cannot create buffer. Your initial balance again, like I have a 50K account. So every time I take a payout, my initial account balance becomes 50K. I cannot say that leave $1,000 into my account so that you get extra cushion. If you are in some loss, then also you will be fine. Uh, But that thing you cannot do with my forex fund. That's a problem. And the other thing was the 5% drawdown rule. But I'm okay with that thing because I don't take my challenge with I don't take my trades with a 1% risk, maximum 0.5. And I also don't open a position like let it run for 10 hours. No, I try to book it at maximum if I'm trading this sort of a strategy. Also, like very few people just let his or her trade open for like 10 hour or 15 hour, so that if you are 10 hour up and then you close your trade at 4 hour, so you are violating their rules. It does it does not happen so many times. These things happens like rare, very rare. FTMO is little expensive. First thing is, and the other thing is, no, everything was, the like you are looking at it, like I have all my data, so I can watch all my data, and I was seeing that everything was not well because see, I'm in a profit of last for the last 3 weeks. I'm in profit. Okay, but if you look at like those profits were only just by like there was some problem. I will discuss it about. There was some problem with that data. exited from a gold. Just, just hit my take stop loss. Gold had just hit my take stop loss, and then very difficult to trade in gold. This was the best. Like the analysis was okay, but this is why the trading is difficult. Uh, like you do everything right, but still, like you may get lost. You have to cope with all these things. What gold is doing? It just took us out and then giving us a large move to the upside. as I have taken one loss, and there is a chance that this trade also gave me the loss. So I will not be taking looking for any trade. It is a complete V-shaped recovery. So usually we don't see this sort of recovery, but sometimes it does happen. We cannot do. We Let's suppose I will be trading this as our normal trade, then also it would be a loss. But there, see, let's suppose this would be our normal trade. So I will be taking the trade somewhere at around this area. Okay, it just hit our stop loss. Today I have taken two consecutive loss, so I will not be taking any trade. So let's suppose I take an entry somewhere at around this area, and I would be definitely placing my stop loss somewhere at around this area. So sometimes what happens, like if you take here, you are seeing it as a nice one candle leg. If you look, but if you go to a one time frame lower, so you see some sort of bump. Like this is some sort of retest when the when the this candle breaks this trend line. Okay, it gives us some sort of retest at around this area. So that's why I decided to, because both were coinciding. If I draw it from here to here, or I draw it from at this place. So I was like, okay, because this move was very bearish. So sometimes what happens that if you will place your feet very far away, then it will become difficult to take tag you in. So that's why I decided this speed level. It would draw from this area. We generally don't see this sort of recovery, but if your luck is not with you, then you may see this sort of recovery also. That gold just came down, tagged us out, and then started its move to the upside. I wanted to take an entry in GJ. Yep, I will left gold. I wanted to take an entry in GJ. But the candle was not that good. That's why I did not take this entry. Simply a nice trade. take an entry from this area to somewhere from this area. So we still in this trade. I would have booked at uh, 1:2. I would have booked 1:2 2.42 from this trade. Just that is volume of respecting this field. I tried to take this because this move was very bearish move. So I thought that there is a chance that it may fall from this area also. That's why I decided to place. But now I think that this would be a nice. Lost two trades today, so that's why I have stopped trading. Will not be taking any extra trades. Well, losing is not bad. Actually, losing big is bad. I lost $206 today. That's why I decided not to take any further trades. Gold did. This hit came down, hit our stop loss. Okay, now I started sniffing to the upside. Gold. I have not changed a lot of things. I am trading more or less the same way, just added a trend line and a fib setup. You look for breakout, but let's go like take this trend to somewhere around this area also. Then also that it would end up in a loss. Look at gold. Let's suppose I take this breakout, this rejection candle, rejection trade. It would also end up in a loss. And this was a rejection trade only. Okay, just a confluence of this trend line. Otherwise, everything was perfect in this trade. I'm saying you that I cannot take better trade than this. It was just luck that it just came down and just hit our take stop loss, and then just you can see it just moved in our direction. Yep, minimizing loss, I have to work on it. I have to work on it, minimizing our losses, where I can minimize it. See, in Fib setup, we do have, like, let's suppose the market, in Fib setup, we have something to minimize. Let's suppose the market does our Fib area and then just hit our 0.236. We minimized our, we make it break even. And then if it breaks this zero, then we make it. So the- in Fib setup, we have our minimizing criteria. Okay. But I had to test it on, like, if I see this sort of trade, then I have to work on it. Like, how can I minimize everything here? Sometimes, like in Fib, if it just continue and take us our stop loss. But the good thing is with the Fib trade is, like, if it gives you your take profit, then also your take profit will be somewhere at around more than 1:1. Okay. This is the good part. Okay, so in Fib I am okay, but here if let's suppose it goes up and hit out stop loss, then I have to figure it out. Like, how can I minimize it? See, like if the market does not wants to give you profit, so in any strategy, doesn't matter whatever strategy you take, it will not give you take profit. Today's market is like it doesn't want to give us any sort of profit. Just give me a moment. Okay. So now let's discuss why what was the problem I was facing by using that strategy. Okay. And what leads me see losing until unless we uh, complete at least 2 weeks, then we cannot say that this strategy is not working or is it working. We have to do the same thing for at least 1 or 2 weeks. Then we can say anything. Right now we cannot say anything because the market is like not want to give you profits, then you will not be able to get the profit in any from any strategy. Market is not like that you can easily make profit. Look at this entire price action. Where would you like to be in the trade? I'm not seeing any candle on which you can take your entry on based on 15 minutes. If you look at US 30, I would have must take my entry somewhere around this area. Let's suppose if you look at 1 hour and 4 hour candle, then also I think based on 1 hour candle, this would be definitely our entry. I will discuss all the things like why I decided to not to why I decided to add these things. What was the problem I was facing with that strategy? Like, see, I would definitely take an entry somewhere at around this year because this was a rejection area. So here we had some sort of rejection area. We were in the zone of after like here I opened my computer. So I would definitely wait for one more candle that I can get uh, so that I can because this was just a normal candle like this, because can easily so a very heavy momentum candle. These are the good momentum candles, these candles, these sort of candles. But these were like just normal candles. So I would be definitely waiting for the market to at least break, continue its move. Okay. So I would be taking entry somewhere around this area. We're getting this black candle. Gold, like it was, everything was quite okay. Gold, that for our lines. Where after seeing this sort of rejection, I would like to place an entry somewhere around this area at the low of this is like yep, the low scatter. So it rejected from the 1 hour and the zone and again it started continuing its move. So I would like to take the entry somewhere around this area. Stop loss take profit will be somewhere around this area only. Or let's suppose this area. You can argue that if I have not get any close up to this 1 hour, so I would not be taking that. This this can be a discretionary trade. Like I could take it or I could not take it because it was just the opening of like closing of 5:30 candles. So usually at that time I used to do my analysis, so I could not take this entry. Well, just I don't want to just draw the lines. Let it be. So I will be discussing why I just decided to add or like add these things and add one setup. Why I why I feel that I had to add some setups. See, if you look at my result, so uh, I have made around $1,067 trading these 4 weeks. Okay, but here, if you look at some uh, this uh, this 100, let me just open my entry for it. Because in in that chart, I have not uh, placed my uh, news trades or some trades which were like the trades which I generally don't take. I have done from 3rd of till date. 3rd June. I started my live stream from 3rd June, so that's why I'm taking just from 3rd June. And you can see I have made $1,109, and I have taken a withdrawal of around $724. Okay, so if you look that before my withdrawal, this was my withdrawal. So these were the trades before. This was the Friday trade. Okay, on Friday, I took these 4 trades: one, two, three, four. Okay, but before Friday, I was like only I was just doing a 2 week trading. I was only say 5% up, like five, not even five, like 4%, 4 hour up. Okay. And on Friday, what I did, I just on Friday I started placing my stop loss above the entry candle. So that's why on that day I made some like these good profits on Friday before the payout. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 wins on Friday. You can see on 17th of June I made 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's suppose I would have not done this sort of trading and not place my stop loss just above the entry candle, then my profit would be somewhere at around I would say somewhere at around $500 or $480. Okay, so just by like trading 2 weeks, I would have made somewhere at around 100, like somewhere at around 400 or $450. And that week was also the week where I uh, so I again after the payout from Monday I started doing the same sort of trading. And when I was losing, like I started getting lost when I started placing my uh, entry based on entry on above candle. I started getting losses. Like if you look at my journal, from 20th of May, this trade, I placed my entry at around this area. It just stop loss at around this area. It just came up and tagged me out. Okay. So like I made around 7 hour from past 2 weeks just by trading that strategy. But that Friday trade was the trade where I started placing my stop loss just above the entry candle. And when I continued doing that, I started getting losses. Like this loss. And my losses were uh like $67, $99, okay, 70, $99 loss. Okay. This AJ trade was this was also a trade where I tried to place, you see, I tried to place my stop loss just above the entry candle. They just went up and tagged me out. Okay, so I tried to place the stop loss again above the entry candle, and it did not work. So see, first what happened? I started trading, and in the beginning I used to place my stop loss uh, above the 15-minute candle. Okay, above the 15-minute candle, I used to place my stop loss. If I take an entry around this area, my stop loss will be somewhere around this area. I started this sort of trading. But when I finished my 2 weeks, I saw that I had not that much of like capital, which like I have not get that of uh, amount which I expected. Okay, so and on Friday when I tried to place my stop loss just above the entry candle, let's suppose this is my previous 15-minute candle and this is my entry candle. When I started on Friday, when I started placing my stop loss above this entry candle, so I get some good profits like this one, like these profits I'm talking about. These $32. It was also somewhere around $100 profit I remember it. And then $101, then this sort of profit. I started getting this sort of profits. But when I continued doing this, because this thing was already like not making that much of a percentage I expected to make. Okay, then I tried this thing, and again this thing was making some money, but sometimes, but again started like giving me that, started giving me more losses. Okay, so I decided to like again doing some fine tuning, and then I tried to decide. Then I decided to just use some trend line and some one more setup. Okay, so this is why I am using trend line and fib. If I will be not getting good results, then I will be like again doing some fine tuning again, and I will be again uh, tally my previous results with my current result, and I will be doing the back testing of this week with that with this first strategy. We are placing my stop loss above somewhere at around above 15-minute candle, and I will be also doing the back testing again by placing my stop loss above this candle. Okay, and I am taking the live trades on this fib and trend line setup. Okay, so I will be doing all these things, but but for doing these things, we have to have some data. If we don't have any data, so it will be difficult to uh, do anything. So we need some data before we do anything. What do you guys say? Don't look at the losses. Losses will always be there. Whether I trade in any strategy I trade, losses will always be there. Losses, but the good thing is like just keep your losses small so that because you learn trading only in the live market. If you're doing lots of like swimming on your bed, you will not become a swimmer. You have to enter into the river to learn swimming. That and this thing is apply on the market, no matter how much backtest you do. But some people say that psychology is 50%, 50% is strategy. I say 90% is psychology. 95% is psychology. 5% is strategy. I always say that toss a coin and take the trade. It doesn't matter what I, you can, what you can do, just close your eyes and mark a line at this area and take a trade. Okay, on that line. And just by doing it, you will see that either you are up if you will follow your risk management properly, if you follow your plan, you will see that you are up by some percentage, or not. You will not be in a big loss. Just follow your risk management, follow your plan, follow your psychology. Because buying a lot of courses, joining to the community, again that community having some problem, again changing the community, I have become frustrated by doing this. So that's why I decided to just do your own trading, learn from your mistakes, try to improve it, and then keep going. You know, just keep just keep your losses small. Stick to your plan. If you have a plan that I will not lose this much of amount in a certain day, then don't increase, don't increase from that amount. I had also tried some scalping strategy in my past. Then those like that scalping strategy was also good, but at that time I was like very uh, what should I say? I did not have plan. I did not have any plan. Like at this point, I have a plan how I should be trading. Like where I have to stop my trading, how much risk I am going to take in each trade, like this sort of plan. But at that time, I did not have that sort of plan. Market is completely inside some sort of range. This market condition, it becomes very difficult to make any money. Look, how will you make money in this sort of market condition? your studies also. Again, pressing back. Market is completely inside some sort of mess, not going in any direction. Let's see what other YouTubers are doing. Sorry, other traders are doing. He has not placed any. I don't know why he's this much inconsistent with their live streams. Let's uh, look at my homepage. There must be some YouTubers. I'm getting bored, so I just wanted to see what other YouTubers are doing. He has also not uh, done any trading today. Is there any news or something or like that? I, I, everything is okay. While there's the consumer confidence news. This post might be because of not nothing news because news came at around this scandal. Name some YouTubers. I used to watch lot of uh, live videos, live trading videos. There is a girl, I don't remember her name, her channel name. This used to 10 minutes ago. In June was not a good month, I would say. 9 wins, 4 losses. June was not very good month for a lot of traders. This was a gold entry. Okay, this was a gold entry. We also took this entry somewhere at around, sorry, somewhere at around this area. Okay. So we took this entry somewhere at around this area. Then from there it just came down and hit. Is also not in India today. I used to see these videos, PhD much. Not to learn from him, but I used to watch. But they used to trade some single of my strategy. Like they are all they all are the students of the trade almost similar. I have not taken his any course. I I have seen his some of his tips. I just fed up to buy the courses and just spending money. But I have understand that there is no need, like no matter how much you learn a course, no matter. I learned Gorilla thoroughly, but again, am I able to execute it on the market? No, I was not able to execute it efficiently. It doesn't matter how much strategy you learn. The ultimate thing is like whether it is uh, whether you can replicate that same thing on the live market or not, and the same result. Why not try to just bring a strategy on the live market and try to see the results despite just like spending 1 hour, one year, spending your whole 1 year to just learn the strategy, and after 1 year you just see that oh it doesn't work. You have just spent your 1 year. Market is completely inside the range. But we also we did not get any good setup. This was a losing setup. This would be a winning setup if I would be taking this entry. But again, like this leg was not that good so that I could take an entry. This leg was not that good. Gold has decided to take everyone's stop loss. See, many people would have taken after this sort of candle at break of after the this range break. Many people would have placed their entry somewhere around this area. Okay, in gold. As the markets open at around this area, it would have went or to this area and then came down, takes all entries, and then again going up to take all stop loss which have been placed somewhere around this area. I'm liking this sort of trading a lot. Uh, I traded Gorilla strategy. I traded some other strategies also, which having entry on 4 hour candlestick pattern. Some strategies has 1 hour candlestick pattern entry. But the problem with these strategies were like they used to give us entry all day along, whether it's like sometimes in the mid of London session, sometimes in the at 10 p.m. at the night, also sometimes in the New York in the Asian session. But I wanted to trade a strategy having consistent. Like I want to give certain time, like this 5:30 to 8:30, 5:30 to 8:30. That's enough. After this, I don't want to like open my chart and just keep looking for entries. I don't want to do that type of trading where I have to just look at my entries for the whole day. Then what is the purpose of doing the trading? The purpose of trading is to just get the time which this profession gives, the time freedom. Like financial freedom is everywhere. If you do any job with full hearted, then you will be definitely earn good money, because in every field there is always need of good professionals who knows their work well. It doesn't matter whether it's a law or it's engineering or it's a doctor, medical. But if you have good skills, you will directly earn money. So financial freedom is not a big thing. The good thing is, like, the big thing is whether you have time or not. That's about the time aspect. And the other thing was like whether you what in what field you have the most interest. So trading in that sense, I love the trading. But if you are doing it, if if trading is running in your mind for all days, trading is running in your mind for all day, so it will become very difficult for you to just so there is financial freedom, but there will not be any like there will not be any time freedom. You don't have the actual freedom. And Gorilla was like that thing. In the first look, you will think that it's a you have a lot of freedom of time, but when you start doing it, then you will realize that you are not getting that freedom of time. Instead of that, uh, they take a lot of time from you. I think like in Gorilla, I was giving more time, like more than 3 hours each day, more than 3 hours each day, and like I was 24 into 5 indulging that chart. I'm just looking for my results of a scalping, and it was also good. Scalping is also good thing, but you have to be like in a scalping in 3 hours your mental energy will completely drain out. It's very difficult to do a scalping for like 2 or 3 hours. In 2 3 hours, I used to take somewhere around 20 30 trades, a lot of small trades. I'm not getting the result of that scalping. I had somewhere in my some folder, but I'm not able to find it. Small scale did not clear results. Not getting you what I want to say. Like, okay, so like, I used to take like 0.02% risk on my each trade. So at that time, like I had certain criterias, like how much I will lose in a certain period of time. I lose. Let's suppose I lose there two consecutive trades, or like I try to not lose $200. Like I try to not lose somewhere at around 0.4. Like in my each trade, I used to risk a 0.2. Okay, and at any given time, I don't try to lose maximum $200. If I see like I was getting a moderate result. I would not say that the result was fantastic, like, but it was very draining. It was very like energy draining. I had to do it like in London session. Sometimes I used to do, and I get some, like, let's suppose I get $200 loss in a London session. Okay. So I stopped doing scalping in that session. Then again set in New York session at 5:30 or 6:30, and again I try to do that thing. I can show you the results on MT4. I'm not getting the pictures of those results, but I have. You can see those things on MT4. Let me just check it out. Lots of uh, I can show you lots and lots of entries each day. I have tried a lot of lot of things. I'll show you. Yeah, one thing I would say that at that time I was not following my plan. I was not this much I was not this much disciplined. You know, at that time I did not have that much time. Also, right now I'm having a lot of time. But right that time when I was scalping, I did not have that much time. So I think these were my results of scalping. So let me just these were the result. Yeah, I think I started doing scalping uh, from from this date. You can see on the 29th of March, TFA March, 29th of March, I did, you can see how much entries I took on 29th of March. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 entries. Okay. On 29th of March, I made around eight entries. See, I had starting, when I started my day, let just look at it. At the time. So the result of 29th of March, and this these two trades were like, and there was some news or something from that day that I took these two or three trades with some higher lots. Okay. So on 20th of March, you can see I made like $399. But at that day I had some like big trades also. So let that day just move to the next day. But that time I was not uh, this much disciplined. This was the result of 31st of uh, like the next day, 30th June, 30th March. You can see how much entries I have taken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like lots of entries. And while doing this sort of trading, I used to make around $331. You can see the losses also. Like here, I don't know how I get this $288 loss. Small wins, some sort of like $189 loss, $96 loss. These were the times when I was, you know, see what I used to do. Let's suppose I get this much of loss. So see this much of loss I took at that. What was that time? See, I traded from 1 a.m. one like let's suppose at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. I traded for at almost 1 hour, and in those 1 hours I made some losses. You can see these were losses I made on that hour. So what I did, I just stopped trading, and then again I came to the London session, pre-London session, pre-New York session, at somewhere at around 5, like after 3 or 4 hours after. Then again I started doing trading from like I did trading for like 2 or 3 hours, like a scalping, and then I made these some nice profits. These were like, hey, but the problem was like it was very exhaustive. Lots of hard work. You have to do. You have to be very consistent, like very disciplined. On Friday, I made somewhere around 438 dollars. That day was my good day. You can see, like I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades. In 10 trades, I made like $438. It was very tiring. And some if you do this sort of trading, so if you if you let your guard down a little, then it will become very difficult for your account. And the other thing is also like, if you try to do this sort of thing with a 1% risk, then it's also become very difficult. Let's suppose you take two or three losses in one day, so it will become 2 or 3% loss in one day. So in that scenario also, that is not a good thing. That was not a good thing. You can see on the next day also I managed to somehow get uh, end my day with some break even. And you can see at that time I was not this much uh, disciplined. they, these were my scalping results on my funding account. I've done a lot of like a lot of things. But the good thing was, you can see my losses. This is the loss of like this is the loss on my funding account. If you are funding, if you have your funding account, then also it is not like if you do some other things, then you will lose your account. No, you just have to like keep your losses small, and you are good to go. No matter what you do, if you will keep your losses small, uh, you will be making good profits. See, on the 4th of June, I took almost 40 trades. Okay, almost 40-50 trades. Yeah, at this point, I was some sort of loss at this point. So I traded for 2 hours from 12:16 to 2:20. Then I stopped trading, and again after 2 or 3 hours, again I sit on front of the screen. I again traded for 2 hours, and I made around $186. Taking 40 trades, it will just like drain your energy. It will just drain your energy if you try to take this sort of trade. Right. Go to the next day. 5th April. See, on 6th of April, how much trade I have taken? Look, how much trade I have taken. $5, $8, $28, $17, $77, $68, $17, $3, 87, 45, 23, minus 22. A lot of entries, a lot of trades. Look, lot of trades. Because I was not disciplined at that time. I somehow managed to end up the day with $78 profit, but I was not disciplined. And these all trades are taken on 6th of June. See, 6th, sorry, 6th of April. Look, these are, I used to trade only in US 30 and sometimes in Nash. Because in that, you don't have to pay a commission on US 30 and Nash. You can see, if you are trading my forex fund, then you don't have to pay commission on US 30 and Nash. That's why I decided to trade, do a scalping in Nash. These are the results. But it was very tiring. Lots of mental energy. best in this process. 7th of April, I made around $290. These two losses, and then I made $83, $122, $44, 133 dollars, $106 loss, $132 loss, then $6, $36, $112, $9, $79. Somehow I managed to end up the day with a $290. It was going well, but I was not disciplined, and it was very tiring for me. Lot of hard work. Because it doesn't matter how much trade you take, whether it's a like a scalping or whether it's a swing trading. The amount of pressure on the mind is equal. Because mind does not like compare this thing like different thing. If you are placing a risk on a 1 minute time frame or like a 1 hour time frame, the risk amount is same. So you will feel the same sort of pressure. You know, if I show you some more. It was like a Sunday. It was Friday. Friday, I made like on 8th of June, I made around $125. But look at number of trades. How much number of trades I was taking? 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. But but you have to also look at, see, in every trade I used to place a stop loss and take profit. It doesn't matter like whether it's a trade of like a small trade or bit, or if I open some. Yeah, but you are looking like this figure, but you are not looking the amount of pressure I used to handle at that time. No, very tiring thing. But yeah, one thing I would say that I was not that much of discipline. Like right now, I'm very disciplined. I would say if I've decided to take two losses in a day, I will just take two losses. If I decided to sit for 3 hours, I will just sit for 3 hours. You can see on Monday I made some good profit. Like I was making good profit. I would say you know I was making good profit, but believe me, the problem was that like that time, like the problem started with, I was not started getting that much of time also. Like first thing was, it was very mental draining. Like mentally, I was like, after like sitting for 3, 4, 5 hours in front of a screen and doing scalping, taking 40, 30 trades each day. You can see, I can show you my all my every day. Let's look at 12th of April. So here I lost around $400 on this day. But it was like, see, here there was some issue with that scale. Like there was some issue with my psychology also on this day. From here, I just lost some big, like there was this was a news trading at that time. Like it was a FOMC or something. But there was some news, and that day I decided to trade the news with gold. With gold and US 30, I decided to trade the news. And lost some $400. Then on sometimes I feel that I should this is the next day I again recover. Like I made $139. Look at the trades 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 trades. If you are taking 15 trades in a day, you have to like very you should not increase your risk no matter how, no matter what it takes. I have not taken a big loss like more than in rare case, like let's suppose I decided to take a news trading. So in my mind, I decided like, okay, I will be risking this much of percent in my news trading, and if I lost that percent, then that's fine. And by doing this, I used to like make good amount of capital, good amount of money just by doing this sort of a scalping. It was tiring, and at that time, I also did not have a lot of like time. My house construction was going on, and I was very busy. And this sort of things needs a lot of concentration. If you are taking a trade in 1 minute time frame and taking 30, 40 trades in a day, so it needs a lot of concentration. This is not something which you can just open a chart and just do some analysis and then wait for trade and just take the trade. You have your concentration must be to the point. Sometimes I feel like I should start doing this because market is like market is like how will we making money like in this sort of market condition? In AJ we are AJ and in US 30 also could get some trade. The problem with the scalping was like just to make like $139, I had to take a lot of entries. It was not something like if I lose two trades, just stop trading. Let's suppose I lose consecutive trade, then that's just stop trading. It was not like that. There I had like my plan was like if I lose like certain amount of sum, let's suppose I lost $200, then I will stop trading. Right now, my plan is to just two consecutive loss, and I will stop trading. And there I had like certain amount of sum. Like let's suppose I decided to lose $300 in a day. I tried to not at any point of time. I tried not to lose more than $300 at any point of time. But that is a very risky trade. If your psychology is not to the point, you can just lose your account. Because if you are taking losses and let's suppose you increase your lot size and you take some more losses, then very easily you will start doing revenge trading or you will start doing over trading. So your psychology must be very strong with this sort of trading style. Cannot afford to lose more what you have decided. Okay, let's wrap up this session. Today's loss are just like I will be looking on my strategy again. Like if I need something to change or something to do, I will definitely do it. Bye bye. Okay, trading.